Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to another Mandate of Heaven preview video. Today we'll be visiting Liu Biao, the Gentleman of the Han. Now Liu Biao is a returning faction. There used to be Liu Biao in the 190 start. Now he's available in the 182 start as well. And they actually made a lot of changes to his faction for both time periods in this DLC. So we're going to be going over him a little bit here. His starting situation now is normal. It used to be hard. And he's still located in the southern part of the map in what is historically known as the Jin province. He's a commander with a plus 10 point of satisfaction and plus 2 public order. The 10 point of satisfaction is perfect for negating the satisfaction penalty on legendary difficulty, and the public order is a nice boost to manage your commanderies. And the big change for Liu Biao is his faction specialization. He used to not have a faction resource, but now he has a new resource called Governance. And Governance is gained through building lodging, which is his faction unique in building, and from vassals secured through cooperation. So you can form cooperations through diplomacy and change these factions into your vassals, and they will provide you a passive gain of governance points, which will steadily increase and give you more options as you move up the different tiers. There is no decay for governance, so it's just a build-up process to gain more bonus. Very similar to Liu Bei's Unity. Except for governance, there's also no way to spend it either, so you're just going to be slowly building it up. You need governance to increase your maximum domain size. What this means is you are given a limit to how many counties you can hold by your governance tier. The lower tier have less domain limits, so you might only have ability to hold 2 territories. Now you could go over this limit. It's very similar to Sima Liang's jurisdiction resource in the 8 Princes DLC for those of you who have played him. For Sima Liang, jurisdiction limits how many commanders you can have in total. For Liu Biao, you could decide to go past your domain limit, but you'll receive a penalty in terms of your relationship with the Han Empire factions, which will slowly move you away from being part of the Empire into an independent warlord. But regardless, you're still going to be a governor, so you're not going to be able to trigger the 3 Kingdom event. You're going to have to wait for other factions to form the 3 kingdoms before you can capture them for a win condition there. And similar to his old playstyle focusing on character experience, you still have court tutors to increase character experience gain. This is one of their unique court positions that's exclusive to Liu Biao. We looked at this before. It's determined by age group. Different age group can pick up different court scholar positions and help boost character experience. It's quite nice. And his unique features are Infantry of Jin and Imperial Defenders. They're available at level 3 and 6 for all general classes. They're just your basic anti-cavalry, anti-range unit, spear unit with good armor and good morale. Morale is a pretty big deal. The patch note for 1.4 came out today, and morale is one of the biggest changes for the game, where lower tier units like militia units had their morale decreased, and the routing limit, so basically when your units start routing, got increased. So your units route much more frequently, so higher morale is worth a lot more now. So it's a focus on more premium unit, giving you more reason to upgrade your unit as you go on. And we have lodging, which is our unique faction unique replacement chain for the in chain. It just provides additional income. It provides governance, which is the new resource, and you get character experience boost from the T branch. So getting T is also very key for Liu Biao. So let's jump in here. We'll be doing legendary 40 minutes still. See you guys in the game. Alrighty, we're loaded up in here. Gentleman of the Han. Long have you dutifully served the Han, held up as one of the 8 geniuses of Jiangxia. However, your forthright nature caught the attention of the corrupt eunuchs, who censored you and drove you from the capital. Far away from the culture and schools of Luoyang, you find yourself in an unfamiliar landscape. Be wary of rebels in local areas. Rebuild your territory and prestige. So 8 geniuses of Jiangxia. So basically, they're 8 scholars. Well, our first mission is still to beat up Shen Shi. We'll get 500 gold and taste of victory, 30 military supply plus 5 morale. That's quite decent, actually. Seems like the game wants to push you to attack for 3 turns only, though, so it's kind of short-lived. So a little bit about Liu Biao's lore. I don't think we touched about him much except for near his death when Liu Bei was running through his territory. We covered that in our Chibi lore series. But Liu Biao's upbringing is that he is a distant relative to the emperor's family, but quite distant. And Liu Biao, in his youth, attended school in the capital. By school, we don't mean regular school. We mean the school, the government-run school called Taixue. So basically, it's a government-ran institution in the capital where they attract scholars of renown from different regions of the land. And these students are taught to become well-known scholars of Confucius studies, and their job is to debate the emperor about his policies. Now, the problem with this institution that's set up to help dictate the national policies and through debates is that during this time period, the emperor and the eunuchs are not good listeners. And we talked about the party incident. And the party incident is a conflict between the eunuch faction and the scholar faction. So Taixue became a focal point of this whole issue. And when the eunuchs won during the party incident, most students who were very active from Taixue were banished from the school, expelled, and forbidden to take on government jobs. So Liu Biao was one of those students. So that's why he kind of left the capital and wasn't given a task. It wasn't until the Yellow Turban Rebellion started happening around this time that there were a lot of voices in the capital saying that we expelled so many of these renowned scholars from very powerful clans. Some, like Liu Biao, is from the Liu clan, who is part of the ruling family, that it's best that we reaccept them into government roles to help us against the Yellow Turban threat. So that's why Liu Biao got reused and is sent down south to where he was raised. So here we are in Jiangling. And we don't have many units or generals in our faction. It's unlike our 190 start because we're just starting out. All we have are our 2 sons, Liu Qi and Liu Cong. And if we see here, we don't even have a wife. We're 40 years old, so quite young actually, compared to the base game. Liu Qi is 22 and Liu Cong is 18. And honestly, Liu Cong would make the better heir. This is one of the big conflicts for Liu Biao's life, of which son to make heir. Eventually, because Liu Cong's mother, Lady Cai, was much more influential, Liu Cong took over, and Liu Qi basically had to join Liu Bei to survive this inter-family conflict. But even in this game, it feels like this commander character is going to be a much better heir, so I could potentially do this, but I'm worried that we'll have a huge satisfaction penalty on Liu Qi. So we will take a look at that, see if it's worthwhile to change. We got a trader, stone monkey, match jian. Not great items, but we'll take it. We barely have over 100 authority, so I'm not sure we should switch swords, even though it's a better offensive weapon. We are going to equip the trader for trade influence, and we're going to pop in both of these for discount recruitment. This is the highest instinct we can get. Right. Okay, we didn't start with many items, but that's fine. What else can we do? We don't have any of our faction unique unit either, and we start out level 1, so we're quite weak. We have a very standard commander skill tree. Nothing special about Liu Biao here. He has a armor that has 30% range block chance and 15% retinue upkeep discount. That's probably the best thing out of this armor. And Gentleman Han gives him 60 stat boost. It's very standard, just a very generic, unique model character. Liu Qi here is pretty good offensively. Relentless gives him fatigue resistance, increased chance of ambushing from cunning, also 12 points of cunning stat. Also have immune to fear and terror. So decent. Also start out with reach. So most likely we're going to make him our commanding general going forward. The 25% is not going to apply till the next turn. But having this reach also gives us 1 extra armor slot. So I have 1 additional armor slot here. We do start out with the small city of Jiangning, so it's quite high level, to be honest, and a level 3 fish trader. It's not my preferred branch because this is the food focused branch. I prefer to go the income focused route, but it's still nice that we already have a level 3 fish trader that gives us a decent amount of food and also a decent amount of commerce. The buildings that we're most likely focusing on are going to be these lodging buildings. This is our in-building replacement chain. As you can see, it provides governance, also provides a decent amount of commerce income and commerce income multiplier. And if we move to the T route, these require T resources to build. We also get additional 5% character experience per tier, all the way up to 15% here. So this is definitely the goal, is to build this everywhere. For Liu Biao, this is the key building here as we build up our governance. And speaking of governance, here is our governance resource bar. It goes from 0 to 1,000. The tier breakdowns are a little wild. You can't really tell where exactly they break down at each point. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels. And as we see in the beginning, you have your domain extent. So here it's limited to 2. So if your territory is less than 2 counties, you won't suffer any additional penalties with your relationship with other faction. And I think you actually get some bonuses too. So here is the domain focus. +2 governance, +5 public order, +10 diplomatic relationship. If we go over our domain limit, this will become a penalty. And over here, our second tier domain goes to 4. All the negative factors of tier 1 drops away. So -1% replenishment, -10% tribute, -5 satisfaction will all go away. And you actually get 5% tribute in diplomacy. So this is going to play into the fact that you want vassals. So this will increase the income you get from vassals. And then as you move on to the third tier, domain extent goes to 8. So multiply by 2 each time. You'll get a satisfaction boost, which plays into the fact that you have an experience gain as part of your faction focus. So higher level characters will stay more satisfied with you. You'll get more tributes. You'll get replenishment bonus. This time it only goes up to 12. So not double here. But +10 satisfaction, +10% tribute, +2% replenishment. This goes to 18. So I guess the patterns become a little wild here. 15 points satisfaction. So basically all these become increased, 20% and 24. And finally, you have this top tier that looks so tiny here. This is 32 domain extent. 25 satisfaction, 25% tribute, 5% replenishment. So 32 is not a big number. For those of us familiar with the original win condition of the base game, you need 95. This means you need to have a pretty extensive vassal system to win the game as the final ultimate victory empire. So definitely focus on vassal for the late game, but in the early phases, we're going to be trying to be a good citizen in the empire. So let's jump in here. We're going to delegate this fight. We actually get help from the garrison as well. That's nice. We're just going to delegate to save some time. We don't have any faction unique unit either. We captured him. He's a brilliant officer here. This is... wow. This is a good start. I know he's randomly generated for each faction. Not randomly generated, but he's generated differently for each faction. Sometimes he's a champion, sometimes he's a strategist, sometimes he's a commander. And I don't know if the traits are always set the same for each faction. Like, is Liu Biao's Shen Shi always someone who has brilliant as a trait? because I don't know if we got lucky or this is part of the game design. But we definitely appreciate having him. We want to gain control of the livestock farm, which is currently abandoned. So we just have to spend a little bit of gold to get it. We will end our turn in our own side. And early on, I'm not sure what type of enemy we're going to be facing. I'm going to assume looters because we're part of the empire. And because of that, what we're going to do actually is get rid of some of these more expensive units. Well, they're not pricey. They cost money. We're actually going to get rid of everyone. This keeps our economy at the best shape. That way we'll actually have 4,000 gold when we initiate here. Although I kind of messed up. Should have done trade before all that. Should have done trade before even the first battle. But too late for that. Dongzhuo should be a good trade partner. Because we traded the other way when we were playing Dongzhuo. Right, this should have been higher if we had more military. But we're just going to get less money from him. That is totally fine. Don't make this mistake when you play. Always trade first. And if you notice, this is seek cooperation. Request this faction to cooperate with you to support your governorship, therefore making them your vassal. Vassals grant you a portion of their income. So basically this is a different form of vassalage that's unique to Liu Biao. So basically you have make vassal, but for Liu Biao it's called seek cooperation. Essentially the same thing. And that's it, I think. We got him. I like the fact he's a bandit. Fondness to Liu Biao because we hired him. Really, really good traits. I can't complain. Also, he has reach available. Right, so I would want to recruit him, I guess. Even though Liu Qi has reach already, I think we still want to teach him reach. Because we also want trust. Trust and brilliant make him a pretty decent administrator as well. 10% to all sources, 20% to peasantry. And he can also get food. Alright, let's do this. And I would like to add him to our army too, except for he's on cooldown because we just recruited him. Alright, assignments. We're going to boost our peasantry income here, even though we have none. But we will have some next turn once he becomes active, because we're going to be capturing the livestock farm. Even though we want lodging, actually it's just a very expensive building chain. We can't really afford it right now. We can afford it after we finish the mission here. So tax collection is the way to go in the beginning. And that's it. I think we covered everything. Let's go to next turn. Okay, Liu Hong declared war on Zhang Liang. Despite his reluctance, Liu Biao does battle with rebels. Okay, so +8 governance for 3 turns. That's very good. So there's an army now here. But this is such a simple fight because they only have archers. Does he have good traits? We don't know that. Okay. Also, before we continue, we've been so curious what his name actually is. Shen Shi. Which 2 characters we're actually talking about? Shen Shi. Okay. So I don't think this is a historically relevant character. I think this is just someone that the developers created to fight for everyone. And we're gonna do battle with them. Cai Mao. Okay, so this is one of our vassals from the base game. He has a grudge against Wang Rui. Oh, okay. So let's talk about Wang Rui real quick before we move on. Actually, Wang Rui is over here, just so you guys know. This is Wang Rui's territory, right under us. He has a bunch of land here, all of Changsha and all of Badong. We'll talk about him once we jump into this fight. We could just delegate this, but I'd rather fight it because we actually take no casualty. Actually, we have no units. Yeah, we're just going to delegate this then. Alright, close victory. We'll get income. We got the ancillary item. Governance. That's what I really want. I want to see how much is tier 1. We got increased experience for Liu Biao. Our leader leveled up. We're still not on flexibility yet, which is a problem. Well, it's basically more expensive to summon Shen Shi onto the field. We're gonna grab this territory. 5,000 gained. Construct the clerk travel lodge. This is the first lodge building. We'll do that. And over here, although I really want one of these as well, but let's go with the mission. Also want to start stacking governance as soon as possible. Over here, Liu Biao just need to be recalled to make him full healed next turn. We can recruit Shen Shi out onto the field. I am gonna let him keep his retinues. We do need some army. I'm sure there'll be more looters going on. Yes, so Wang Rui. Wang Rui's faction is very interesting. He used to be the governor or the administrator of the entire Jin province. Not governor, not administrator. It's a different job. It's called 刺史. So his job was just to supervise. He has no real power. Like after Liu Yan, the owner of the Yi province right here, suggested to the emperor to form the new governor position. Governors actually had physical power as well as military control over the entire province. Before the position of governor was formed, you only had local administrators that formed the commanderies within the province. And to supervise all these individual administrators, you had someone called 刺史. This guy is purely a supervisor role. He has no military. He can only supervise and report to the capital. So Wang Rui was basically doing that job in the entire Jin province. And eventually he got into a conflict with Sun Jian. He basically didn't treat Sun Jian with respect when they fought together because he saw Sun Jian as someone of a low, I guess, lowly birth. Not from a very powerful clan family. Basically didn't value Sun Jian as much, and it kind of pissed Sun Jian off. So eventually Sun Jian got a chance to kind of participate in a coup against Wang Rui, and Sun Jian actually forced him to suicide. Very painful death. I think Wang Rui's death was called Tun Jin, which is you swallow a big piece of gold or a gold ornament, and swallowing it. Gold isn't poisonous to the human body. We eat gold as part of very decadent meals nowadays. But if you swallow a giant piece, what it does is it cuts up your intestines as you try to digest it, and you have a very gruesome death inside. So Wang Rui didn't have a good end. But after Wang Rui dies, Liu Biao takes over as the 刺史and eventually became the governor of the entire Jin province. And that's how we see him at the beginning of the 190 start. Anyways, we can think about recruiting Cai Mao just because historically he was with us, and we do have some money now, so he's also the competent sailor, so at least he has extra stat. So we're gonna grab him. And we got the building started. We have our generals here. We're just gonna pick a reform and end turn. We start out with the tutor, which is great. We have archers already. So they also made the archers now carry a different bow than the archer militia. This is part of the patch change. So archers are now even stronger than archer militias in this new patch, making them a much better recruiting choice. We're gonna go with either a trade route or 8% discount on recruitment. Probably trade route. Let's see. Chu Gong is in Nanyang. Yep. So someone asked me about Zhang Mancheng in the Zhangbao when we did the Zhangbao preview earlier today. They asked about Zhang Mancheng. He was nicknamed the Scourge of Nanyang, and how successful he was at the beginning of the rebellion. And his success initially was he killed Chu Gong over here and took control of Nanyang commandery. But very soon the government sent in a new administrator with an army, and Zhang Mancheng died in the battle that followed. But who do we want to trade with? Ooh, Han Empire, 381. That's a lot of gold. And he is very happy to give us more gold. And we will definitely be happy to take it. $93, please. $92, fine. And I guess we should always keep an eye on this. We can't force Empire members to be our corporations. Right now, only Ma Teng is available on the map. But I think as the game progresses and more members leave the Empire, we have more options for this. We got an item. Oh yeah, we got the farmer. Well, let's equip it on someone like him. He could potentially be our first administrator. Very shocked we got Shen Shi, and he turned out to be such a good general. Alright, that's a good weapon choice for him. Alright, that's it. We're gonna summon Liu Biao back next turn once he's fully healed. And that is all. Let's continue. They're actually attacking us. 2 generals with cavalry. We have 2 generals and very small garrison. We have no garrison from the settlement because it's level 0. That's fine. I think we can beat this back just using our generals. So let's just load up in here. I'll probably cut it out. It's not going to be terribly exciting. So see you guys at the end. Alrighty. Beat them back. Capture the strategist. We're just going to release him for money. Although we do need a strategist, but I don't think he is the man for the job. So we're going to just release him. We'll take income. Alright. We finished building the lodge. Plus 500 gold. New mission. Construct a private workshop. That's very... Okay. Rarely get missions where it's like a certain building. Back to back. And we have to beat 2 armies of looters, which is quite easy. We'll get a war blade and we'll get more governance, which is really, really nice. The drum brothers are acting up. We're at 18 points and we're not at that first bar yet. So I'm curious when that first bar is. And there's a giant looter army headed down from Xiangyang. So this army is cavalry and archers. Not very hard to beat. These are 2 easy targets. They have mustering on them, so if we move them we actually lose that, but the generals need 5 turns for healing. So what we're actually going to do is heal them. We're going to recall him. We're going to summon back Liu Biao, and we can probably summon Cai Mo right now for his cavalry, and so that he's not sitting there doing nothing. Or we can wait a turn to get Liu Qi back. Both are decent options. But with Liu Biao being full health, I think we can beat this army for sure. And we can drag them in and delegate this fight. And he's still relatively healthy. We'll lose the mustering, but it should be fine. I think we'll just delegate. Alright, wipe them out. Income. So, if this is the case, what we're going to do is actually just recall them as well. And we can resummon everyone back inside Jiangling next turn, full health. We're going to build this first. And it seems like we should probably demolish this because they want us to build a private workshop. I don't regret building it. We got some free income out of it for a couple turns. We can switch over to a private workshop, which will help boost our commerce income. So that's good. And we'll use this turn to build up a level 1 livestock farm at the same time. And that's probably it. We got a book of songs. Okay. This is plus 6 morale. So it's very nice. We're going to give it to him. We do need more authority points. We're probably going to summon Liu Qi and Shen Shi onto the field. So it's going to be like this. It's still a little expensive to summon Cai Mao, so we're going to pass on him. And since this is a small city, it's relatively safe. So all these looters around, I'm not that worried. So let's just continue. Alrighty, Yuan Shu declare war on looters. So I figure some of you might wonder where is generals like Huang Zhong. So Huang Zhong is definitely working for Wang Rui right now. Huang Zhong is a southern local, so he's from the south. So he wasn't part of Liu Biao's faction until Liu Biao took over the south. We might see him in our pool if he leaves their faction, but not yet. So Xun Yu, one of the new generals, are a very excellent general, has a burnt buff on him. So we'll definitely recruit him. Yu Jin, we all know, used to work for Cao Cao. Could be a decent choice, but I don't like his traits that much, and he didn't have his own model. So I tend to just not recruit him unless you really want, ready-built administrator here. He has the 2 traits that you need for the most income boost. What's more interesting here is him. This is Kuai Yue. He is part of 2 brothers, Kuai Yue and Kuai Liang. They're part of the base game. They start out with Liu Biao, and they basically are local scholars from this region who join him, and they actually provided the trap and the plan of the ambush that eventually will kill Sun Jian. We all know Sun Jian is escaping south with the Imperial Seal in hand at the beginning of the 190 campaign, and historically he basically abandoned the coalition, walked through Yuan Shu's land and walked through Liu Biao's land trying to go home, and Yuan Shu wrote a letter to Liu Biao telling him to stop Sun Jian. So Liu tries to fight Sun Jian on the field, but is having difficulty beating him. So these brothers came up with a plan to set up this big ambush trap, and they basically lured Sun Jian into it, and Sun Jian got shot up by rocks and arrows and eventually killed him. So he's one of these historical generals, but in the game he's just a regular generic general. He could be a good spy. He has quiet and he's willing to spy, but we haven't unlocked it yet, so I don't know if we should spend the money to keep him in our faction for a while. Who I really want is Xun Yu, so we're going to raise an army here. We definitely want him. He has reach and he's also young. And we want to grab Xun Yu, who has Burent as well, so double Burent officer here. And then our third choice, probably Liu Qi for the shock cavalry. Liu Biao can stay home and do some assignments or something to level himself up for a bit. Right, Liu Qi also leveled up. Okay, so we're going to grab flexibility. We really should have grabbed it before we did the hiring. It would have made the archers a little bit cheaper. But archers are pretty cheap as the game already, so not a big loss. Private workshop for the mission. And Book of Change. Wow. We keep getting good items. Book of Change. Now Xun Yu here, the armor provides 5% experience, also gives discipline to his own retinue. Discipline basically reduces the chance of them routing and gives them increased chance of rallying after they rout. But we just really like him for the Burent buff. He needs 1 more level for Flaming Shot for the trebuchets, so that's also very, very nice. I think we're good in terms of items. We just need to equip a few more units to fight them off. We're gonna give him 2 spear guards. We're gonna give him we're gonna just swap these 2 trebuchets, and then let him recruit some archers. So if we look at the archers right now, it used to be they have the same damage, but archers just had more ammo than archer militia. But in this new patch, they gave the archer militia a lower tier weapon that wasn't in the game before. So now you see 22-12, 10 firing rate, and archers are now 12 firing rate, 25-15 with more ammo. So archers are significantly better than archer militia, which makes the private tutor reform a very important reform to grab early on, because the upkeep cost is very similar, and you get a much better unit out of it. So we're just going to grab some of these. We're not going to grab cavalry right now. They're just too expensive. We can use our generals as our cavalry. So this is a pretty cheap army early on that's capable of taking territories. We're 29. We're still not at the first tier yet, so still waiting to see when the first tier breaks. So we're going to just continue. All right. They're fighting around the world. Private workshop built, 1,000 gold acquired. New mission to upgrade it to a city. I like how Liu Biao gets so many missions. A lot of factions don't get guidance like this. But we want to go to a city, but we are short on cash. A few ways we can get that cash is by battling. But we're trying to muster right now, so if they don't attack us, we can still muster. But if they put us to siege, we lose the mustering anyway. So we might as well just break it off and attack them. And we'll just delegate this. Who is he fighting? The model's not on the map. Alright, we'll grab income. That might push us over to 4,000 actually. Yep, perfect. And we fought 2 looter armies, giving us the war blade. Now we want to defeat 3 more looter armies. Okay, so tons of missions. Seek an ally in Wang Rui. So the looter armies over here. Trebuchet, nice. So I think they're going to start taking Wang Rui's land, and we can take it back for him, which would be perfect. Hopefully there's going to be some sort of faction mechanism where Wang Rui gets destroyed, and we get to keep his generals, including Huang Zhong. Looking forward to that type of event here. We didn't actually lose mustering because we just beat them back. We actually didn't leave the city, so that's great. We're going to use our newfound cash to upgrade our city. We're going to cancel our son's assignment. We're going to put Liu Biao in there because we want Liu Biao to gain more levels to pick up more skills. Liu Chong can sit pretty for a little bit. Our court screen, we got to wait till we hit noble, but once we do, we can start assigning young people to this position, and then medium-aged people to this position, and old people to this position. But it's noble, marquis, second marquis, so we gotta wait a little bit. The faction levels all got lowered in this DLC, where we start out as governor instead of nobles. So gotta wait for prestige gains. That's it. I think we upgraded. Let's just continue here. We got a war blade that should go on. I don't know who. We could give it to him just for more expertise here. Part of Constellation. Well, that's meant for a Sentinel. Eventually, when we get a Sentinel, maybe Huang Zhong will give this blade over. Let's continue. Alrighty. Prince Liu Chong declared war on Zhang Liang. Tangzhou defects. And the looter has taken over Badong's lumberyard. This is a bamboo lumberyard. That's very, very nice. We'll try to grab that. Alright, we'll take that, and we're going to give it to... Actually, we don't need that. Okay, we have 2 sentinels here. She's 51, a little old for wife. Not that great either. We'll pass. We're going to break our mustering because we're pretty close to being full health. We're going to start fighting these looters now. We're just going to delegate away. We'll get income. Obviously, it's more optimum if you fight these, but a bit lazy right now. And we get 2 fight out of it. That's not bad. Have a level up as well. Alright, we're going to give our spear unit 10% armor, as well as give 20% income from peasantry. We're going to put Liu Biao here on assignment. He can actually boost commerce and industry at the expense of reserves, which is very good. There's a lot of income from this. And that's it. I think we can just heal up for a little bit and wait for another fight. We need to fight one more looter army. We don't even have to go over right now. We can fight this one. Hopefully there'll be more looter action, taking more of their land. So here, they lost this land to looter as well. So they lost 2 counties in Badong. Hopefully they'll lose more. The more they lose, the more we can take. So let's continue. Alrighty, new turn. Ding Yuan declares war on Zhang Bao. Okay. So our governance peaked over the first tier. So I think 50 is the first tier breakdown right here. So I'm gonna eyeball this as 200. This is probably 150 more. So if this is 200, this is probably another 200. So probably this is 200, 400, and this one might be 700. But that doesn't make sense. It's only 1,000 points. Maybe I have this eyeballed wrong, but from what I can see, that's 50. Maybe 150. Yeah, maybe 150. We'll see. We basically now have lost all the negative factors, and we also gained a 5% tribute, which doesn't apply, but +4 domains. So we can actually take some territories now without making the Han factions angry at us. We're gonna go back onto the road here. Same thing. It'll take us 2 turns back anyways. Just want to stay away from where he can attack us from the sea. We got another stone pig. Let's use it to keep Cai Mao happy. And we'll give the fan to our other son. We have a new reform. We can get another trade route. There we go. There's other options. You can go for State Workshop and Private Workshop upgrade options. You can go for cheap unit recruiting options. You can go for this one right here, because you start the game with a small city. Usually you can't have this one until you have a small city. But once you unlock the Unix Secretary, you get 1 available administrator position, which is very, very strong. And since we have a good candidate for that position in Shenshi, it's definitely an option that we could have considered. But I just want another trade route for some more cash. And who can offer us the most cash here? Oh, Tao Qian. Oh. Maybe flat payments then? Not really willing. It was perfect. Okay. It's a little less than perfect, but it's fine. Get that trade deal done. Yeah, yes, you can obviously sell non-aggression packs and military access for cash if you want to, but we're not going to waste too much of our time doing that. He's really strong. Unbreakable, satisfaction, reach. But we already have a pretty good champion, so we're going to pass on him. But he's definitely a good candidate as well. We're just going to continue. Alright, Yellow Turban Rebellion officially started. Confirm. Really, the rebellion doesn't have much to do with us, except for He Yi, who might spawn over here. Might be a small issue for us. He Yi should be around Runan, so probably around here. I don't know if he'll come down to our livestock farm, but if he does, we'll be ready for it. Ah, looters have taken the trade port. I wonder if Yuanshu was going for it, because I want it. Oh, we might not beat him to it. Alright, these are not easy targets. If we recruit more units, gotta waste some time replenishing them. Oh, he's level 3 now, so he can have access to infantry of Jin. So if you look at the price difference, against spear guards. They're much pricier in terms of the recruiting costs. The upkeep is not that different, but the recruiting cost is huge difference. And the key difference between these are more attack power here, 7, 23, 20. These are lower attack, higher morale, higher evasion. So a better unit, but not by that much, not for the purpose we want it to be. We just want these guys to act as sponges. So we're just going to recruit 2 of these, and then I'm going to pop in a couple cavalry, and then we're going to get this army ready to go soon to move over to across the river. I wonder if Yuan Shu is going to fight for that. Anyways, we'll take what we can get. Let's continue and see what happens after we get the city built. Alright, Qiao Mao has died to Huang Shao, of course. We built the city, got some extra gold, and got a new mission to build a county office in here. That's very step-by-step requirement to what we're building. I think the county office is the administrative office building. This is the new changed building here with peasantry income. Gladly built this because we have peasantry income from the livestock farm. We leveled up Liu Qi here. We're gonna probably grab this. 25 damage to all shot cavalry. There isn't much leadership skills we can pick up. Dignity is the last one, I believe. Probably want Roar of the Beast, so we probably just want to go down this way. But this one's kind of a wasted skill. Alternatively, we can go up. He's not commanding. He's commanding. We could flip them. We could do this. And then we can flip the 2 of them. Right. We're still not in a rush to move out. We'll get 1 additional assignment from that. We're going to send Cai Mao here, to, Liu Cong here to do the income. Cai Mao could have done mustering turn, but it was too late. So Yuan Shu did take the trade port. Interesting development as he moves south. But this also means he's abandoned his original starting location, right? With no one to defend these, I think He Yi might actually take quite a few pieces of land. We'll see how that goes. Let's just continue to see what happens next. Alright, Liu Biao built the county office. We're getting paid to build these buildings. Liang Rebellion happened. Ah, the Cai of Xiangyang. Okay, you're not from the Jin province and are somewhat unfamiliar with their customs, which shows somewhat. An advisor suggests that marriage into the influential local family, the Cai, would benefit you greatly. While you're still grieved for loss of your wife, you must build a legacy for your children. Definitely agree to this. The Cai family is a very influential family down in the Jin province. We have to know that even Zhuge Liang had a family relationship with the Cai family. They're in-laws, basically. The Liang Rebellion happened. City of Scholars, +3 governance, +5 population, +10 public order. Great stuff. So while it's a little bit of a shame that we're letting Yuan Shu run around down south, and we still have 1 looter mission missing to finish our looter mission, but we do have He Yi sneaking over here. So I'm glad we didn't move our army out, because we can actually go take the land that he captures if he grabs the iron mine. But we're going to slowly move over here to reinforce our livestock farm. But I don't want them to know that we're coming here. So we're actually going to ambush ourselves. I want him to either attack that or come closer. Alright, our building options here. We want to upgrade this a bit more. Or this. Both of these are good choices. Maybe this, so that we don't have to worry about defending it so much. Xun You. Gentleman's attendant. Another one, these... he should be a strategist, I think, though. He's worked under Cao Cao, eventually. We got our wife, Lady Cai. 26-year-old, loyal, deceitful, ambitious. And It doesn't display her relationship with her brother. A little odd, but we'll take it. Let's continue for a few more turns. Alright, Cao Cao declare war on looters. Yuanxiao Festival, just some extra public order. We also, another reason why we need to upgrade this, because we're actually short on food because we upgraded to the city. And so we definitely need this to be upgraded soon. Liu Chong leveled up. We'll set him up to be potentially an heir. So we'll grab the necessary skills first before we might replace him with Liu Qi here. So they're not coming closer. I'm assuming they're going to go for the iron mine. We're going to take a peek. I'm hoping they can beat whatever garrison's here and we can take it away. But that's it. Meanwhile, I don't know what Yuanshu is doing. Looters everywhere. I want that. I want this as well. Probably should have gone south if we knew he wasn't going to attack our land. But let's continue. Alright. The bandit factions are starting to appear. Jianyong. Jianyong's available. Jianyong's still a clerk, even though I think they on the mission select screen for Tao Qian, he's labeled as the outspoken companion, so maybe he'll get a change. I think He Yi failed. He's not taking it, wasting our time. Let's go south then. We can hurry back and sail over. We'll start here. Now we can pick a new reform. We can get that administrator I was talking about. We can't assign Shen Shi here. We can't? Why can't we? Wait, did I select the wrong one? No way. Right. Do I have to wait a turn? That makes no sense. Alright, we're going to upgrade this one more time. Hopefully we'll get administrator available next turn. We'll see how that works. Alright. Duty and loyalty. Both of these are our burned officers. I would like better relationship with both of them. But I think duty's better with the satisfaction. So we're gonna go with dutiful. And plus, Xun Yu is a legendary character model. So Gongdu is sailing down for whatever reason. All these people are stopping us from crossing the river. It's ridiculous. Alright, we're gonna sit here, see what he does, and then we'll decide. We can't do this right now because we don't have any reserves. We need to build up our reserves a little bit. So maybe we'll just let Cai Mao build a few levels here. Transport ship, fervent defenders. Okay, so the first unit becomes transport ship. That's interesting. We need more food, which we got from this, but we probably need even more food. I don't think we should keep this building. It doesn't fit our scheme. State workshop would be better. It would be commerce and industry income for a little bit. Or we can just go peasantry, commerce. Regardless, I don't think this is a good building for us right now. Or maybe we should just keep it. We'll upgrade the M building one more time. We're at 94, so 100 is around here. So I think 150, 200, 150? Not sure. Let's continue. Okay, Tao Qian has died. Tao Ying has taken over. They don't want us to cross the river. They just keep giving us issues. So I guess we're gonna head back. I'm just going to ambush to hide out of sight. I don't actually want to ambush him. He can actually just reach us. If that's the case, then maybe we just want to be close to it. Anyways, let's continue. I want to try to get another looter fight. Let's see where Yuan Shao has developed. Yuan Shu disappeared. I don't see any of his new territories. We want to go over there and grab the armor craftsman and tea house. Hurry up. Alright, Hanfu has got destroyed. Huang of Jiangxia. Oh, Huangzu has moved to our faction. Okay. So we got... Where did he move into our faction? Well, the looters took care of Wang Rei's capital over here, so Wang Rei's now stuck here. I don't see Huangzu. As you continue to garner support from your elite families of Jing, a member of powerful Huang family offered to join you. However, such things are not free. He suggests that should you recompense him in the future, he would be willing to join your cause. You agree. I don't see him though, but maybe he'll appear later. Speaking of later, do we have that? We don't have that administrator. This must be a press bug. Oh, he's here. Guess it'll take him a turn to appear here. Alright, lots of bugs right now. We want to just chase him off our land so we can actually go down south. Except for we can't reach him. Sad. Uncomplicated. Ugh. It's not a good trait. Give him a horse. We can't build the T version, so we might as well wait. I really just want to go for that. It's cheaper too. So in the meantime, a couple of private workshop upgrades. Let's continue. Alright, we chased him away. This preview is running a little long, but I just want to get this looter mission done. I want to see what happens. So we're actually gonna head over here quickly, just so that we can see what happens at that point. We're just gonna continue. Yeah, Huangzu appears. We still can't put in an administrator, despite us getting the reform. So that's definitely a bug. Let's continue. All right. Factions are dying around us left and right. We lost some supplies here. Terrible. Alright, we just want to get that fight done. Nothing's changed too much. Gongdu has taken Xiangyang, which is good. The more he takes of other people's land, the more we can take in the future. So that's the plan here. 6 teachings. You know what? We're just going to ignore all this and we'll just go to the next turn because I want to just see what mission comes after. And we'll save all the playing to you guys. We can do level 4 livestock farm upgrade. Get more food, better garrison. Because that army looks a little scary soon. Let's continue. Alright. We can finally finish this looter mission. 3rd looter army. We're just going to delegate this. We'll occupy. Alright, mission done. Governance increase, 100,000 gold. Terrible collapse. This has nothing to do with the story. This is just the build-up. We'll pay for it. We'll also get satisfaction. Xunyu got flaming shot. Great. So no more new missions. I guess the looter one doesn't do much. But now we have the options. Continue down south, grabbing... Oh, Yuan Shu took the armor craftsman. So we were slow. Perhaps it's better if we shift our strategy down south going in the future in your playthrough. Because the T and the armor craftsman are definitely good choices here. We're approaching the next bar. So that feels like 150 right there. So soon we'll be able to have 8 territories. So things are going to just progressively build up as we have in-buildings and events. That's helping us grow our governance in the early stages. But Liu Biao definitely feels like a really fun faction to play because you have looters down south taking over Wang Rui's land, and you have a continuous stream of missions giving you new characters to use that you're familiar with from the base game. I'm sure there's going to be events where you have to give pieces of land away to Cai Mao and Huangzu to become your vassal, but don't feel so bad about that because that plays into your faction's new mechanism of getting tributes for diplomacy, getting points from vassalage. And you can also claim the south before Sun Jian does. Sun Jian and Cao Cao is in an expansion war over here. And we can get ourselves our own T resource and armor resource early on. And we can probably move to expand over here. And you're also very flexible. You can choose to go past your domain limit. That way you break off eventually from the empire and you can run your own thing down south. So a lot of flexibility with Liu Biao, and you're also younger. Nothing beats having your character longer in this game. So hope you guys enjoy this preview video. We have finished up every faction except for Liu Hong. Tomorrow we're going to be doing 2 to 3 episodes of Liu Hong to discuss his faction mechanics. So hope you guys return for that, and see you all next time. Bye!